You're standing at the edge of your biggest dream, but there's a massive gap between where you are and where you want to be. Most people would look at that gap and walk away. But what if I told you that gap isn't as wide as you think? Meet Sarah, a 28-year-old graphic designer from Phoenix. 6 months ago, she was stuck in a soul-crushing corporate job, dreaming of starting her own creative agency. Every morning, she'd stare at her computer screen, designing logos for companies she didn't care about, while her own dreams collected dust. But here's where it gets interesting. One blazing hot Tuesday in Arizona, and I mean hot, like 115 degrees hot, Sarah's air conditioning broke. Not just at home, but at her office too. The entire city was sweltering. People were cranky, businesses were closing early, and everyone was complaining about the heat. Except Sarah did something weird. While her coworkers were griping about the temperature, Sarah quietly opened her laptop and started working on something different. She wasn't designing another boring corporate brochure. She was creating a portfolio for the creative agency she'd been dreaming about for years. Her cubicle neighbor, Mike, noticed and laughed. "Sarah, what are you doing? It's too hot to think straight, and you're working on side projects? The AC will be fixed tomorrow." Sarah looked up, sweat beading on her forehead, and said something that changed everything. "Mike, I've been praying for an opportunity to break free from this job for months. Maybe this heat isn't a problem, maybe it's my sign." Mike rolled his eyes. "What are you talking about? Think about it," Sarah continued, her eyes lighting up despite the oppressive heat. "Everyone's miserable right now. Businesses are struggling. What if I could help them with creative solutions to beat the heat? What if I could show them how good design could actually make people feel cooler, more comfortable?" And here's the kicker. While everyone else was waiting for the AC to get fixed, Sarah was already packing up her laptop. "Where are you going?" Mike asked. Sarah smiled, grabbed her water bottle, and did something that seemed absolutely crazy. She picked up a small handheld fan she kept in her desk drawer and headed for the door. "I'm going to visit every overheated business within walking distance and show them my portfolio. If I'm serious about starting my own agency, I need to act like someone who already has one." Mike thought she'd lost her mind. "Sarah, it's 115 degrees out there. You'll melt." But Sarah was already walking out, fan in hand, laptop bag slung over her shoulder. She looked back and said, "Mike, I've been asking the universe for a chance to prove myself. Well, here it is. I'm not just going to pray for opportunities, I'm going to create them." That afternoon, while everyone else was hiding from the heat, Sarah walked into 7 local businesses. Her shirt was soaked with sweat, her hair was a mess, but she had something most people don't: unshakable belief in her vision. At the 5th business, a small restaurant whose owner was frantically trying to keep customers cool with broken fans, Sarah pitched an idea. She showed him designs for a Beat the Heat campaign, creative menus, social media graphics, even a loyalty program called Cool Rewards. The owner loved it. Not only did he hire her on the spot, but he also referred her to 3 other businesses. By the end of that scorching day, Sarah had landed 4 new clients and earned more money than she made in a month at her corporate job. But here's the real twist: it wasn't the heat that made the difference. It was her fan. You see, everyone else saw the broken AC as a problem. Sarah saw it as an opportunity. Everyone else was waiting for conditions to be perfect. Sarah was preparing for the success she believed was coming. The fan wasn't just to keep her cool, it was her umbrella in a drought. It was her way of saying, "I believe so strongly that this will work, I'm getting ready for it." 3 months later, Sarah quit her corporate job. 6 months later, she had a thriving creative agency with 12 clients. Today, she's living the life she used to only dream about. The difference wasn't luck. It wasn't timing. It wasn't even talent. It was faith backed by action. See, most people pray for rain but never buy an umbrella. They ask for opportunities but never prepare for them. They want success but act like failure is inevitable. But what if you flipped that script? What if you started acting like the person you're praying to become? What if you bought the umbrella before the clouds appeared? Your dreams aren't too big. Your goals aren't unrealistic. The gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't as wide as you think. You just need to pack your fan and start walking. Because sometimes, the universe isn't waiting to give you what you want, it's waiting to see if you truly believe you deserve it. So here's my challenge for you. What's one thing you can do today that shows you believe in your dreams? What's your fan? What's your umbrella? Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Start acting like success is inevitable. And if this story inspired you to take action in your own life, hit that subscribe button right now. Because I've got more stories like this one. Stories about ordinary people who did extraordinary things simply because they believed they could. Your rain is coming. The question is, are you ready for it?